Hello and welcome to Mug Review. So today I will be reviewing this, which is an official Shrek's Adventure Shrek mug. Now, as you can see, it's a deep olive shade. This is a good view of it from the front. I'll go into more detail later, but this is the front. See here. This is the back. It's pretty typical mug. Okay, and on the inside, this is the inside. I'm not sure if you can see that. So now, can you see inside that all the little critters? Do you see that? Okay, good. And then this is the bottom, which all the washing stuff is unfortunately covered by this little sticker here, which could be removed, but you know it's one of the stickers where you try peeling it off and then it's a little bit stuck there and you can't get it off, and it's very annoying. Anyway, so onto the proper review. If you take a look at it, I'm not sure how well this shows up on camera, but this is clearly just printed on this design rather than painted. So they had, I assume, the design on a sheet of something, and they pressed it onto the mug, and it left these marks behind to represent his face, which, on one hand, is sure to make it a lot more accurate. But on the other, it does look a lot cheaper and like it's more likely to fall off. So yeah, it just feels it looks really cheap, as if it might actually just come off really easily. The ears also, so far, well, they're strong enough to support the entire weight of the mug, but I feel like these while they're quite creative, these are going to come off really easily. So that's sort of a problem with this mug. Although they are luckily they went with the shorter but thicker ears to prevent that as much as possible. But these are there's still that little bit there where you're going to hit that and knock that off at some point. And then in terms of inside, that similar thing with the bugs in there. They because they have been printed, they seem really. They, again, just like the face, they feel like they're going to come off at some point. And in terms of the inside, it's. I'm not sure if you can see. Yeah, it matches the contour of the face, as you might expect, and it's quite shiny as well, which I guess that makes sense for a mug. There's not really that much more to say. I guess the shape of it as well is kind of a bit awkward to drink from. So, say you can sort of drink from there, but again that's uncomfortable because you've got your hand right next to your mouth. You can drink from there, but that's uncomfortable because you've got the bloody ear there and his face there, which is really uncomfortable to drink from. And then of course you've got the bottom, which, so if you have, say, a coffee or a hot chocolate or a tea or something, and then the inside is all got stuff in it, you don't know how you should wash it safely so as not to remove this printing on the face or lose an ear. Yeah, so, but now let's move on to the testing phase, onto the drink testing phase. So, for those of you who don't know, this is the bit where we see how well each mug holds up under drinking. So let's give it a try. And even with the handle, I feel like it's not balanced too well. It's if you can't tell already, I'm not the greatest fan of this mug in terms of actual usability. It's more of a showpiece. But anyway, let's try this. So again, it's really just hard to find a good place to drink from this mug, because well, yeah, really, I went for this bit because it's the largest part of the mug, without anything on it. But still, it's just the shape of the mug. I get they're trying to go for a head. This is definitely not a. This was definitely made for show and not use. Because if you look, you can see. I'm not sure how well it shows up on camera. Oh yeah, on this side. Look, you see that? That's basically the shape the entire mug follows, which makes it really hard to drink from the top because this bit is so small, especially with all this stuff on it. So I guess it's time to go to the final rankings of it. Now, for those of you who don't know how my ranking system works, I basically go on a four tier basis. So basically, first of all there is the design of it. Then there is the actual functionability. Then there is the price in relation to the actual product, and then there's just my overall, all of those combined into my overall opinions on it. So first of all, let's go to design. It's amazing. It's great design. This looks a little cheap in person, but if you just have it on a shelf, it's a great showpiece. Again, on camera, it's a little dark in this room, so I've set up a light for here, just so you can see. It is more this shade of green on camera in actual fact, and it's quite pleasant shade. The bugs on the inside are a nice touch. Yeah, the bugs inside, great touch. It's something I wouldn't have thought to put in, which is good. The ears are, I like how they went with the slightly shorter ears, which aren't quite in proportion to Shrek's. They're slightly longer and thinner, but it works. You can tell who it is. And then you have the handle. There's just enough room to get your fingers in, but not much more. So it might be, again, that's more on the functionability. But it looks nice. It looks really nice all around. The curved shape of it does help to make it look like Shrek's head and not just a mug with a scary face on it. So on to round 2, which is functionability. Now, it did not do well in this round. So basically, it's uncomfortable to drink from. This feels like it's going to come off any minute. This whole, it's got a bit of a lip on it as well. This top bit here, which makes it this bit really uncomfortable to drink from. Along with the fact it's so cluttered with stuff that you can't get a good drink from it. The head shape of it doesn't really work in its favour. It's not a pleasant mug to drink from. Say you're drinking from this, like glug, 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 glug. It's harder to stop it all flowing out, even if you do tilt it up, because it still comes out a little bit. I'm not entirely sure why that works. I think it might have something to do with the curvature and maybe the indentations on the inside. So anyway, on to part 3, which is the price. Now, luckily, because a friend of mine was a member, I got a 20% discount on this. So it was actually 8 quid for me, but they sell it at 10 quid. It's not worth 10 quid at all. Don't waste your money on this. You can paint a Shrek mug if you want it to look like Shrek. And you don't pay 10 quid for this. This is disgraceful for a 10 quid product. If it wanted to be justifiably 10 quid, then it would look actually like Shrek and not just a mug for which they went, oh, you know what would be good if we made it look like Shrek. So like if it actually, because basically the thing they did first was we need to sell mugs, and then they went, oh, how can we sell a mug for Shrek? When what I feel they should have done is gone, okay, what's a cool concept we can use? A China Shrek sculpture, and then they say, oh, we can make it into a mug. In which case, they make it to look more, they go for more, if they're going to focus on the looks more than functionability, they should have focused on it looking like Shrek, so then cut off the top and caved out the middle. Then that would have been good. But they didn't. They clearly went mug, we'll sort of slightly indent Shrek's features onto it, and then we'll print over it, which It's not worth 10 quid. 8 quid is still a little expensive, but it's more passable. It's a more reasonable price. It'll be more worth 7-ish quid. So 8 isn't far off. So overall, one of my opinions. I wouldn't get this if I were you. Unless you're a die-hard Shrek fan like myself, it's really not worth the money. You can get much better Shrek merchandise than this mug, and much better mugs than this mug. I would not get this if I were you, because it's quite expensive if you're not a member. It looks nice, but not as nice as it could, and it's just not nice to use as a mug. But if you disagree with me and you have your own experiences with this mug, make sure to leave it down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe. When you subscribe, hit that notification bell. So I'll see you guys in the next review.